There's no place I'd rather be than here with you. That's all I need. There's no one I'd rather see close to me. That's all I need. If I could stay here, then I will stay here forever. If you're meant to.
Hello, this is Bridget with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, so I'm gonna do a quick little check-in for you. Trying to get myself back into a habit of, uploading more regularly. And have some plans for that. But we'll see how it goes. So, I have the Judgment, 5 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups coming through. On the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So, the Judgment is about spirit, the divine, making some sort of for me, I feel, it sometimes it comes through different types of energy, but I feel, in this sense here, it's like there's usually some sort of, major thing about ourselves or our life, or what's supposed to happen, what's going to happen, how things are going to play out, that is kind of made by spirit at different points along the way. And these judgments are usually in regards to what we do, don't do, what we say, don't say, where we go, and all of that. So we have free will, we can do what we want to do, but when we don't do things a certain way, or do things a different way than what maybe we should have, those judgments come in to play. And they can be good, they can be bad. And judging by this energy, the 5 of Cups and the 4 of Cups, whatever judgment has been made at this time, okay, for likely yourself and the people in your life, whatever stuff. I'm seeing the Justice card here too on the bottom of this deck. I feel like it's probably not been easy, okay? So maybe you were rejected, and because this is I'm missing my fucking thing. This is usually, in traditional tarot, there's a cup trying to be presented to a person, and they're not seeing it. They're being rejected. It's rejection out of not getting something that could have been. And I feel like with this, the 5 of Cups, this is, for me, again, usually you'll see it in the traditional, there's 3 cups knocked over, 2 cups still standing behind them, but we're looking at the 3 that are knocked over, feeling sad, feeling depressed, feeling, oh my god, my cup's, oh, I'm so sad. And the way I look at this, because I look at the 3 of Cups as being sometimes a third party, or a third element that came on in and maybe caused some issues that would lead us to missing out on an opportunity, or taking a different route from the original road we were on, or whatever was going on in our lives. And now we've missed that chance, missed that opportunity, we chose to do something else. I also see this here as each time, me and this particular person got together, it knocked over. And then we tried it again, and it got knocked over. And then we did it again, and it got knocked over. So, there's only these 2 cups standing behind them because they keep knocking them over. And eventually you run out of cups. And they may have, rejected you for somebody or something, for some reason, some third element that's outside of the 2 of you. Could have been that they chose to, listen to their parents, or they chose to date somebody else, or they chose to take a job that's in another country, or just whatever the thing was. They made some judgment call that probably felt bad, not great, and caused this sadness, this oh my god, I don't have that thing that I could have had if they didn't make that call to do what they did. And this could have been somebody that's a air energy, but I feel in this sense, okay, so say they made this choice, I actually feel that whatever's going on right now is they're experiencing it in their own way, the same thing in their own life. Okay, so they may be missing out on opportunities. They may be feeling like they've lost their opportunity to do something particular. The Page of Swords is like somebody that is looking at you or looking at something, and they may have a message that they want to say. There may be something that they're holding back, some sort of truth, because the King of Swords is somebody that's like got a truth to speak. They're maybe logical and, you know, rational and always up in the head. They can be a little cold, a little mean, and it's not even that they're mean. They're just not very like lovey-dovey, warmy, like, oh, I'm emotional. Like, they don't do all the emotions. So you could be dealing with somebody that, you know, has seen whatever's going on in your life, and they may want to say something to you, or they may have some sort of truth to tell you, or they could even just, you know, feel like this energy that they're going through right now that's not feeling like, ooh, this is awesome. Over here I get the Nine of Swords, like anxiety, sleepless nights. I definitely feel like they're not enjoying themselves. Okay, Five of Pentacles is like, I'm out in the cold. I don't have what I would like to have for some reason. You know, usually it's self-done. Usually when this happens, it's like I screwed up and I did some stupid stuff, and now I'm here suffering, struggling, and it's difficult. But I feel like when they look at you, they see you as this warm, magnetic, charming, sexual, you know, energy. Fiery, passionate, driven, creative, magnetic. They could be seeing you as being successful, or somebody that has like, you know, a good solid foundation, you know, very, very put together. This is the energy of single, sexy, confident, independent, pre-empress energy. Like, she don't need nobody. She's on her own. She's got a whole new perspective. All the butterflies of like transformation. So maybe, you know, when they rejected you and hurt you and left you out in the cold, could have put you into a time of transformation, and so your justice from that would have been like, you know, oh boo, I'm sad and I feel bad and oh my god, but you pull yourself back together, get yourself up, do what you gotta do to stand okay on your own and overcome that fucking bullshit that happened. So then you become charged and energetic and woohoo, here I go. And in meanwhile, whatever's gone on in their life could be karma for how they were behaving, or the choices that they made, or not following the heart, or just whatever they've done that wasn't right. I feel like kind of caused themselves to be like, ouch, now I'm going through these painful situations. I'm caused myself to have to go through some stuff that's not so fucking fun, because maybe I suppressed my emotions, or I hid my true feelings, or I took too long to take the choices that I know I should have made. I didn't embrace this connection that I feel for somebody. I may have juggled other options, other people, other things, caused illusions, caused sleepless nights, caused you to probably wait or try or wish and pray and hope for your Ten of Cups of the situation, and all you got was the Tower, because they were holding back and being greedy and not giving to you. And then, you know, you probably got creative in how you're going to deal with that and figure out how to heal from this. You know, the heartache, pain, sleepless nights, not feeling like you are loved, not feeling like you are worthy. It takes a lot of, you know, energy and focus and digging deep to get into the place of like, let me channel this energy of these illusions and these painful experiences that I went through with this person into ending that chapter, that cycle, so that something better can happen. So you tapped into the magician energy. You became the magician to transmute the negativity into the positivity in your own life, and came out of the Five of Pentacles, out of that feeling, you know, I don't have what I would be, sad. And I think that this person may be seeing that about you, seeing that you're gonna get your Ten of Cups regardless of their presence or not, and you know, closing out this cycle that may have been very difficult within the situation. And again, I feel like it's just like they did it to you. It's not like you did it to, you're not doing anything wrong, you're not doing anything at all other than living your life. I feel is the energy that I'm getting here. It's like you're just living your life. being the person that you are, doing the right things that you do, caring for other people, maybe to a fault sometimes, and then I think you have, pulled yourself away from that mess that you were living in or experiencing or feeling due to the lack of care that this person wasn't giving. They weren't showing up for you, they weren't giving to you. They were the Knight of Wands, basically coming and going at their leisure, doing what they like to do when they want to do, being guarded, not giving to you, the love that you probably gave to them very easily, very readily. And it's probably because you felt the soul connection. You felt like, oh, this is the person I'm supposed to be with, so I'm going to treat them the way that most fucking people would. But I don't think that you were dealing with somebody that was doing that in return. They may have been immature. They may have just been somebody that didn't know how to do that. They may have thought it and felt it and thought about it or communicated some things to you, but when it came to like making the wishes come true for the full fulfillment of this, I don't think that they were able to do so. Okay. And so justice, for you would be to be able to overcome that difficulty and that pain and that stuff and be successful on your own and rise into a place of feeling, okay, and feeling magnetically charged and healing from that situation that you went through, balancing your masculine and feminine energies, doing what you need to do, taking your time to basically reestablish yourself. And you're probably attracting in somebody or something, some situation that you're going to work together with to build and get to your 10 of Pentacles. Somebody that wants to be committed to you, somebody that's going to give to you your 4 of Wands, commitment, stability. The 4 of Swords is about healing and overcoming these adversities so that you can stand in your single, sexy, confident, independent pre-Empress energy and be that magnetically charged divine feminine who's getting her 10 of Cups. So it's like I've got 3 decks right here and I don't know if you noticed, but all of them just gave me the same things, right? So you're gonna be the Empress, okay? She is going to be coming about from this mess that she's been through. She's here. She's like, maybe life wasn't always so easy and I had to stand in my own power because some people were guarded and held back from me and didn't want to open up or experience like the fullness of this, or there's just something about the situation that the way they went about it, or the things that they said, or the things that they did, they may have led you to believe one thing while they were, meaning another, or maybe they did mean something, but then they changed their mind and they allowed their, whatever, their ego or their pee-pee to lead them in other directions, or to just like, leave you feeling like wounded and hurt. And I feel like because of like you having to suffer and struggle and build yourself up out of this place of oh my god, and transmuting all of that stuff, going through these illusions, these painful endings, having somebody that was being guarded, greedy, held back, and just not, I feel like again that judgment on it, it's like spirit's making a judgment call on these things. Like they see everything that happens. They know the motivations of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and who we're doing it to, and when we're doing it, and why. We get to make the final fucking calls down here on what we're doing with who and where and all of that. But when we don't do it with integrity, or we don't do it in a way that is, just like decent, or what we should be doing, we do pay for that, with the karma. We do end up having things work out for us or not work out for us. Things be really great or things not be really great. And that's the whole fucking trick of life. People always are like, how do I manifest and how do I do this and how do I do that? It's like, you just be a good normal person and be a healthy person and be somebody that's like willing to help other people, show up for other people. Don't be so fucking greedy and up your own ass all the time, and life will be okay for you, because it's all about give and receive and being open and not lying, not manipulating, not always being consumed with like material gain, or you know, like manipulating people to get to what you want, or allowing, like, you know, the 3D material world to be the thing that like makes you decide what you want to do, when you're gonna do it, who you're gonna do it with. Oh, what are they gonna say? Are these people gonna think this? Who's gonna think that? Who gives a fuck? Is basically where we need to be, because it's those thoughts and those feelings and that shit that make people be shitty. You know, oh, I gotta be cool. I gotta be the cool kid at school, and I gotta, you know, do all that stuff. But when you're nurturing and you're loving and you're good to people and you just like are, just because it's like the right fucking nice thing to do, you get the Ten of Cups, you get the happy ever after. You become magnetically charged and sexy and divine, because people like people who are nice people. You know, they just emanate an energy that attracts things to them because they're doing the good stuff. They took that next level commitment to themselves, they took that next level commitment to other people in their world, and they do the work. They go within, they heal, and they know that they're not perfect, and they know that they've got stuff to do, they know that they've got work to take on, and they know where they've come from too. And that's a big important part of all of this, is like, in the spiritual world, right, we heal, we evolve, we grow. If we get here, right, if we get to our Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, whatever it is, which is again a state of mind, a state of being, you could be there right now in this freaking moment if you just choose to be. You don't have to put it out into the, like, some place far away. I can't have it unless I have that house and these places and that dude and blah blah blah. It's when you place all of that expectation or attachment to materials or things outside of ourselves that makes us separate from that feeling of fulfillment, that feeling of abundance, that feeling of excitement and happiness, and just being like, wow, my life is fucking full, and wow, I am abundant because I have all that I have, and I am all that I am, and I am going to continue to be all that I'm continuing to be, and I'm going to continue to rise and shine and be brilliantly acknowledged for that. And that's all I've got to do, is just accept who I am, where I am, and how I am, love myself, and, you know, be decent and human to everybody that I meet, and treat everybody with the same respect, regardless if they're the waiter at the place that I'm going to eat or if they own the fucking place. It doesn't matter. I'm going to treat them the same. But, you know, it's basically, I feel there's this energy here. It's like you are starting to figure that out. You're healing, you're coming out of, you know, maybe a place of feeling really wounded and feeling really like, oh, I'm never gonna have what I want, and I'm so separated from, and blah, 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 blah. And also I feel like the rewards, again, because sometimes, like, when you go through these difficulties and you come out the other side of it and you're not a complete, you know, like, manipulative. Some people go through this stuff, and what they do is they get consumed with it in a way of like, how can I get back at that person? How can I do this? How can I do that? Like, you know, and they become vindictive, or they become mean, or they go do it to somebody else because it was done to them, which I will never understand. But there's a lot of people who do that. So basically, I feel like there's been judgment calls based off of like your behavior, their behavior, how you're handling it, how they're handling it, and you know, depending on how that's been, or what has been done, and what the motivations were behind the actions taken, is going to dictate where people are sitting right now. And for the majority that I feel will be brought to this message, I feel like you have, you know, been sitting in a good position. You did what you needed to do. You took the pain and transmuted and risen through it, and also maybe have helped others when they were going through stuff. You could have even tried to help this person. Even in the process of them hurting you, you were probably continuing to help them, you know, like, oh yeah, that really hurts my feelings, and that really, you know, tears me apart inside, but I'm gonna still be coming at this situation balanced and open and receptive and loving and nurturing to you, even though I'm being met with walls and guardedness and juggled and in and out behavior and convenient factors, and I don't know what I want, because, you know, there's options in the world, and there's always going to be fucking options in the world. That's the options are irrelevant. It's if you have something that is, you know, not common usually, and not readily available on every corner, but you treat it like it is, or you treat it like it's just one of many, or you treat it like it's not what it actually is, and you hurt that person that's been, you know, no reason to be hurt from, you know, like he didn't really give you a reason to do this. If somebody didn't give you a reason to do it, and you did it anyways, or you, you know, rejected it due to illusions and things that you thought, whatever. And that's the thing, we get tested. Spirit will test us too. Like they're gonna put something there for you to juggle to see if you're gonna fucking juggle it or not. And if you are greedy and manipulative and you can't, you know, control yourself, you can't stay in that place of like, I don't need that because I have this. Like, I'm fucking content with where I am and who I have and what I'm doing because it's a beautiful, amazing thing. Why wouldn't I be? If I have this high level commitment here that's like on a next level, if it's a beautiful, amazing person, the chemistry is through the roof and we like, you know, finishing each other's sentences and we feel aligned, we both want the same things, we both feel the same ways about the way of the world, neither one of us want that, and we both want this, and we both like this, and we both do that, and we've had this time, and blah, 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 and oh my god, and you know, it's just all of the things that make you feel magnetic and like amazing and wow, this is so cool. Spirit's gonna fucking test you to see, are you gonna be, you know, somebody of integrity? Are you gonna be loyal? Are you gonna be able to handle this blessing that's being presented to you? Or are you going to do something stupid and mess it up? And I feel like that's what they did, is that they messed it up. They took whatever came their way and they looked at maybe the situation without that perspective of realizing like how rare, how beautiful, how powerful it actually is to have available to them. And they chose to, you know, do what people do and test their boundaries and see what else is available to them, because if this is here, there may be something better. And if that's the case, I'm gonna go see what that's about. And then I can come back here when that's all done, if that's not gonna be better. And so looking at it through those eyes is not okay. It's like that's not what people do. That's not like, if you find something that you know, are happy and content with and is supportive and loving and nurturing and all of those things, you just do that too. You don't go explore other things in case, you know, it's a better situation over there, or over there, or over there, or over there. Because you could do that for the rest of your fucking life and be missing out on something beautiful right in this moment. And I feel like this person may start to see that, or they may start to have like the realizations of this as Spirit has been bringing things to their life to make them feel like, wow, this hurts. I don't like this whole being rejected thing. I don't like having all these fears of like, how am I going to, you know, deal with this situation I'm in. They're being forced to heal, being forced to go within and to look at what they've been putting out into the world around them, because what they've been putting out into the world around them is not the best situation for others. And, you know, you may have intuitively, you know, just tried to you know, be the bigger person basically, and not let some of this stuff be so much detrimental as it was. And I think in doing that, you know, messed up too, because you allowed them to do these things to you and then still, you know, receive them or allow them to come back to reconcile with you. And in doing that, that kind of decreased your value in their eyes even more, because they weren't seeing you as a, you know, as who you really are, because you weren't seeing you as for who you truly were either. You weren't stepping up to the plate. You know, and so I feel like you probably had to go within and face that part of yourself so that you could become that single, sexy, confident, independent, and recognize your value and worth, and realize that you do deserve unconditional love. You do deserve somebody that's committed and stable and going to be presenting to you the truth, the divine, the connection that is of a stable foundation, that the two of you can build together and continue to build together, and that, you know, you are worthy of that. There's no reason that you shouldn't have that. And you've been becoming magnetically charged to receive at this time. And that's probably because of the difficulties that you've already been through at the hands of the situation. Okay, so all three of these, it's like bum bum bum. Okay, so I definitely feel like you are like emanating this energy of somebody that is just, you know, magnetic, charismatic, sexy, amazing, awesome sauce. Oh yeah, type of energy. And the Four of Wands is here, so this is like a stable foundation. This is like, you know, the thing that everybody probably fucking wants. Like, and I feel like you could have had it. Like the only reason that you don't have it already with that situation with that other person is not because it's like of anything that you did. It's again them just not being in integrity, or them being able to be persuaded to try other things because they weren't valuing it enough. And part of that was you not valuing yourself, but that's still not an okay excuse. Like, yeah, you didn't value yourself to the level that you should have, but that doesn't, like, they could still see your value even though you didn't. They just took advantage of the fact that you didn't. They should not have done that, because that's not what good, nice people do. You know, good, nice people that see the value of you and see that you're nurturing and loving and kind, and that you continuously show up for them regardless of the bullshit that they do, and, you know, regardless of the circumstances that they're in, regardless of the money or status or whatever. You know, you're gonna love them when they're at the bottom of the fucking hill. You're gonna love them when they're at the top of the fucking hill the same. Those are the people that we want in our corner, because those are the people that are there for the right reasons. They aren't necessarily there for the right reasons. You know, they're not. And they're very easily distracted, and that's not something that anybody would probably want for the long haul. Because if you want this guy, this King of Pentacles, that's long standing, stable, secure, he's not gonna be like, woo, he's not even gonna see the shit that's like out there to be seen. He's not gonna juggle you because he's too fucking like secure, and he's too busy doing things that like you would want your person doing. You don't want somebody that's like, like running off and fucking, oh, I don't know, let me decide, let me choose, I don't know. And again, I think, you know, you do want to take responsibility for the fact that, like, you probably saw these behaviors out of this person, and you probably saw them kind of being in this way, and you didn't, you know, do anything about it to help yourself from experiencing what you experienced with them. Like you probably knew how they were and what they've done in the past and what they do to other people and all of that. And again, not knowing your own value, or not speaking on your own value, and all of those things that you innately have within you, or just not even seeing it within yourself, was your part of the puzzle. Okay, so the seeds were planted for you to grow. So this person did serve a purpose for you. Like, they did help you to realize, like, this is who you want, is this guy, and that you are, you know, worthy of having that guy. You are valuable, strong, committed, you know, you're all of those things, and you emanate all of those things. So you should see that within yourself and realize how rare and how powerful that is on its own. And then anybody that doesn't see that, or can't acknowledge that, or doesn't, you know, jump at the opportunity to have that type of love, or to have somebody in their corner that's going to be that way, you know, do you even really want that? Because that just means that they're not that way. It just means that they're not evolved at that level of like, hey, I really care about other people, or I will be content with somebody that mirrors me and matches me in that way, because they can't be that and you are that. That's why they, like, you know, go away again too, because we attract to us, you know, those things that are gonna mirror to us stuff. So when you start mirroring out, or you start reflecting that this version of you, and they're not that version, they don't have that in them, they're not loyal, they're not committed, they're not stable, they're not valuable on that level, they don't have that energy of that vibe, that's when you guys are going to start seeing some disconnecting be happening between the two of you, because it doesn't vibe, it doesn't connect, because they are not there, they don't. So that they're gonna, you know, maybe get a third party, right? But that third party is just going to be as flaky and weird as they are. They're going to be just like, I'm not really here for you. I'm here because it looks good on paper, or I'm here because it's like, expected of me to be here. Or for some fucking self-serving purposes. Oh, I like the way you look, or oh, I like this about it, or I like that about it. It's not coming from a place of like, I actually value you and love you and care about you. It's whatever thing that they're rippling out that they can be mirrored back to each other within, that is what's happening. So if you've got somebody that's kind of a player, somebody that's like, playing the field, or always having these other options, or choosing other people, or messing around with multiple people, they don't keep it to themselves when they're committed or otherwise, who do you think they're going to end up attracting into their life? Somebody that does the same shit. So it wouldn't be unheard of for them to be going through tower moments of their own and their own Three of Swords because of those circumstances or those situations that can happen that cause painful endings, just based off of who they are. So again, that judgment call causing burden, causing pain, causing like, oh, we reap what we sow. That's just how the world is. And they could be starting to see that, recognizing that, and slowly coming out of one set of ways or one set of ideas, or this method of let me do this and let me do that, and face the world being guarded and greedy, because that's what this energy is about, is being greedy, keeping secrets, hiding the truth, not telling you everything, not lying, but just not telling you everything, basically going into hiding when they do some stuff that's like not cool, and then watching from afar, and doing this in a way too to like learn things so that they can use those things to their own benefit. Not coming in with an apology or a vulnerable, authentic version of self is usually another part of this that is what they're going to end up having to deal with too. So it's like, if they put you through this and they hurt you and they weren't authentic and they weren't valuable, they weren't balanced within the energies between the two of you, and they caused you to feel defeated, or they caused you to feel pain, this wounded warrior, these fears, and this, type of stuff, I feel like that's what they've probably had to go through as well, because they're going to be left out into this energy of needing to deal with the repercussions and needing to heal those aspects within themselves, so that they can recognize those aspects within themselves. They have to see it in somebody else, and you aren't ever going to be able to do that because you're not that type of person. You're never going to be that type of person. You can't, and that's a good thing, so don't feel bad about that, because it's like, oh wow, I'm a good person, okay, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna cheat, I'm not gonna steal, I'm not gonna do these bad things that cause a judgment call to come, that creates that type of environment in my world where I get played and hurt and done over, screwed up and chewed up and stomped on and all of that. So it's a good thing, because in hindsight, what's happening is you are still, even though it was difficult, it was painful, you've learned your lesson, you've grown through it, you've healed, you've overcome the difficulties. You may have, taken a while to get there, or you waited for things that you shouldn't have maybe waited for, but you've been creative in that endeavor, and you've sparked a new beginning of passion, a new beginning of communicating and thinking. You could have reconciled with the inner child and recognized the parts of you that were causing you to behave or allow others to be in your world, that were doing things that left you feeling left out and rejected and abandoned, or just not good enough, or not pretty enough, or not smart enough, not strong enough, blah, blah, blah. All of those ideas that we can feel that would, lead to this. So I feel like this could have been tied to childhood for you, or it could have been another lifetime too, that you came in and just things didn't work out so well, so it was like, this is the lifetime, or this is the part of the life that you become the magician, you transform those false beliefs and those ideas about things. Maybe your parents split up, so you didn't get to see this type of dynamic within love, right? So you've slowly grown into somebody that recognizes that, like, this is how it can be, should be, and would be when they have a solid foundation, and when it's two healed, whole people coming together. That's, what happens when somebody chooses love and not the ego, and not, money, or not looks, or not status, or the bullshit that people do. They have that solid foundation there, and they become magnetically charged and abundant because they're coming from the right energies, the right vibes, the right places, the right things, the ideas. They're like, they just become a magnet for that. And it's because they've healed that stuff inside of them, and they start to attract the right people and the right experiences, and then they start to rise in their light and the star energy, and they become magnetically amazing, divine feminine, who has justice for all of the difficult that was experienced in her world, and it leads her to her ultimate fulfillment in this life. So I feel like basically you probably went through some difficulties, and it probably wasn't finished, and now good stuff is coming because you did the right thing. You took the right choices. You did the right moves. Okay, so justice for being that next level committed, like, lover, that level of maturity, that level of integrity, that level of committed and stable and all of the right things, making the right choices from the right reasons and not just because, or blah, blah, blah. Like, there's no self-motivated ego thing within it. You're going to be attracting in justice from somebody that's going to be able to be in their truth and emotionally committed to you, stable, loving, nurturing, caring, and this cycle will close. This, whatever cycle this has been for you. A lot of times when I do these, I feel like I'm not making any sense. I feel like it doesn't. I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? And then I will listen back after, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. Like, so I usually need the messages too, but I can't absorb them when I'm speaking them. It's like, it's weird. It's hard to explain. But I always feel like I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I don't even know if it made any fucking sense. Like, it's how every single time. And then I would be like, oh, wow, it did. Wow, wow. I don't know why, like, for so many times. It's like 227 videos on the Divine Essentials channel. There's probably double or triple that here. I haven't looked at this one's. I just saw the other ones a minute ago when I went to do something with the playlist on LC Online Healing. But there's a lot of fucking videos. A lot of readings. And every single time I do them, I'm still like, I don't know. So, just know that sometimes it doesn't matter how long we're doing stuff, or what we've been doing, or who we are, or where we are, all of those things. We always have this stuff inside of us that doubts and fears. It's the ego. The ego is fearing. The ego is low vibing. The ego will sabotage you over and over and over. And make you think, oh, I'm making the right choice so that I can have this wonderful, awesome experience. But the ego will take you right here every time. And stop you from uploading, or stop you from thinking, or stop you from caring, or, sharing, or taking that risk that is going to lead you to fulfillment, and to love, and to compassion, and good places. And then the, opposite of that is what we end up getting when we trust our fears and listen to those and chase after the ego pursuits. So don't do those things. Try to be, content with without that shit, because we don't need that shit. And there's really there's nothing that changes by having those things, or like say you go after somebody for their looks, right? Like, I'm not going to be with them because they're ugly and that one's pretty. They're not going to be that way forever. like that fades, right? Like, over time things get different. And then say you go with somebody because of their money. But then you find out that they don't have that. Or when you get together with them, something happens and they lose it all, or you lose it all, or they fucking lose the job that was providing the money, or whatever it is. Like, there's always usually something shitty that happens when we go for shitty motivations. Like, I'm gonna go this way because if I go over here, this is the benefit I'm gonna have. I'm not gonna do this other thing because ego, or because of fear, which is fucking ego. And when I do that, I can pretty much guarantee that it may be fun for a little while, but it's gonna go bad. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be right. Like, especially if I fucking hurt people along the way to get there, and I did some shitty shit that I'm not proud of, and I wouldn't even admit to about my friends, and don't want anybody to know about. If I was doing all that stuff, guess where I'm going? Whew, down. But and it is like, why? Like, you know, so don't fucking chase after stupid shit like ego, pursuing monies, and, you know, whatever. Look, like the stupid shit that doesn't matter. Oh, if I go with them, they have this. It's, who gives a shit? Nobody cares about it. Nobody's looking at you and, like, judging what you're driving or judging what you're doing. Like, nobody cares. Like, and if they do care, then you should not care about those people, because those people have nothing of value, truly, within them that can give you anything of substance or respect or anything that's worth spending time with. So change your mind about what you value and what is good, or what you give your time and energy to, or what you're thinking or valuing within you. Like, you know, don't place so much emphasis on that stuff, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't amount to anything. You can't take anything with you other than your soul. And everything that's physical changes, or you know, transforms over time. We cannot change, or, you know, what won't change or transform over time is like true love, or value within, like our integrity, our morals, our respect, our care, how we treat people, how people, you know, whatever. Just be good, and good things happen. Good people get good things. They may not live on the top of a fucking hill in a mansion with like woohoo's, but that's not even important to them, because they're not locked in this. They'd rather be here. They'd rather get married out in the middle of a garden than, like, have to go be like weird and fucking, oh, lady, we'll have $7 million to get to this. Okay, no, why? For one day? What the hell's wrong with you? Take that every day. Namaste.